Hello and welcome to another episode of Learning on the Go here at Question the Truth with me, Slisk Lindqvist. And today's title is The Year of What? Linux, Part 1. The alternative. It's like, while I in Part 0 talked about, it's like, I talked about some history when it comes to Linux and such. And I also talked about some other stuff. But yeah, the alternatives. When what do I actually mean by that? I'm talking about the things that you think you can't live without on Windows. And I'm gonna try and show you that you can actually live without Windows, especially if you're not a gamer. So, but you can game on Windows. Well, you can game on Linux. I mean, you can't. The only thing is that you can't play the super triple A super multiplayer battle royale games because they all have it's like anti-cheats, and the ones who create them are too lazy to implement anti-cheat that actually works in Linux. So it's not Linux that is at fault there. It's actually the game developers that are lazy bastards. So, but anyway, let's see. We have like let's see. We have the. So I'm gonna do this. It's like I'm just gonna hop over to another screen so I don't. Um, Office, Microsoft Office 365, and we're gonna go in there and we're gonna sign in. I'm gonna sign in with my own account. So yeah, this is why I switched over to another screen, because I'd say there and there, and I don't know if I actually need to. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Yeah, so next, get started. Yeah, so you might think that, oh my God, I walked over it's like, I walked over so let's see, create. Here we can create. It's like, um, I walked over to Linux and now I can't use Word and the Microsoft 365 suite anymore, blah blah blah. Yeah, you can. It's actually nowadays a web app, so you can create stuff uh, on the internet. So, Parker McLean. So here now I'm in Word, and if I go here, Word Home, so you have all the normal stuff. It's like here, Excel, Excel in like create empty. Yeah, sure. Here, Excel in the browser, fully functional, fully functional in Linux. Like yeah. We can go home again, and then we can. It's like, what more do people use? They use OneDrive. They use PowerPoint. Yeah, PowerPoint. Here we have PowerPoint. Yeah. So this is fun, right? yeah, you're not gonna be able to live without Microsoft Office, right? Yeah, but it's on the internet, and you can also like save these, I think. It's like if I go in here, it's like I could pin it, but I have moved to, yeah, I don't know how to fix it with Firefox. I'm Well, we are on learning on the go, so let's chat GPT up that thingy here. So how do I create um, uh, shortcut to a web page in Linux to have on my desktop? There. And there, no, okay, there, and the site. So it's so difficult using doing this. So all I actually have to do is like go in here. Why does it do that though? So LLA and C desktop. So LL clear, LL CD desktop. So let's see. We're gonna do we're gonna do this again. There, clear, fast fetch there, and LL. Now you can see what I am doing, and then CD desktop. Um, and now I'm on the desktop. LL. It has yeah, the TikTok Live Studio shitty thingy that didn't work because I can't send in the sound as I want to. Then it wants me to nano, is and that's a bug that I have to deal with. Usually there isn't supposed to be any problems there. You could click without it, trying to macro some text in there. So nano, nano, uh, uh, mumble.desktop there. And now I can do like this, copy this here, copy the text, which is why this is so nice there. Paste it, and now Control X and Y for yes, and then enter. And now I just have to do there, clear, because I don't know what happened there. LL again, there I have the Mumble desktop thingy. It's not workable right now, so all I have to do right now is I can do this, like chmod plus X, which is execute, and then Mumble desktop. And there, LL, now it's executable. And yeah, if I want to have an icon, I can copy because it's gonna be looking like this now. So gonna like, where is it? Where is it? There, there it is. So there. Uh, and it vanished. Of course it vanished. What happened to it? Of course I I'm having problems with it, of course. Of course there's going to be a problem as soon as you do anything. It's like, yeah. Oh, LL there. And I have these again. I promise Linux usually isn't like this. It's my setup. It's my problems that I've created for myself. It's like LL there and remove mumble there. LL, it's gone. There. Clear. But it's not really that difficult. Yeah, the whole icon stuff there, you download an image, you add it in a folder, then you write this inside of this file that you just made, the mumble file, or the my website thingy there. So and then this name here, my website, that's the name that will be in under the like. And then you have the executable, so xdg open, and then you take the website that you want to, like PowerPoint, then you create, like you take this PowerPoint, maybe not there, it's like PowerPoint, take this here, the start of it, take the start of it, not the other stuffy, because that's specifically for the session I'm in, basically, so it's not going to be of any use. But you take this when you're to create, and then it will open up PowerPoint, blah blah blah. Okay, so you also have like the derivatives of, let's see here, give me power, like Adobe Linux version options. We have GIMP, we have Krita, we have Darktable, which I don't know what it is. Open. What is Darktable? Yeah, okay. Darktable is like a image gallery, so I don't know what that's all about. Pixeluvo, you have, instead of Illustrator, you have Inkscape or Boxy SVG. And for Premiere Pro, I would not recommend Kdenlive. I have not tested Shotcut, but I have tested out DaVinci Resolve. I do recommend DaVinci Resolve. It's a bit irritating to get to run sometimes though, because it needs some well, usually it needs some kind of driver stuff that isn't in the normal drivers, at least not for me when it comes to AMD. And then you have After Effects, so instead of that you have Natron and Blender, and instead of Lightroom you have Darktable, and oh okay, so that's what's it's okay. And Raw Therapy, okay. Instead of Acrobat you have Ocular, or yeah, and Ocular is really good, so stay with Ocular, just because you can also sign PDFs through Ocular, so stay on Ocular, it's easier that way. Audition, Audacity, and Ardor, apparently. Yes, there's a lot of options. I wouldn't say that GIMP is perhaps equally as good as Photoshop, but yeah, it's still an option, and it's you have things that you can do to make it more Photoshoppy, which is to change out the key bindings and stuff like that, so that you have the same key bindings as you have in Photoshop, and you can change the layout however you want to in GIMP, so you can have it look more like Photoshop, which eases up the whole problem with I don't know how to go forth with that. And then you have Photopea, I think. It's like photopea.com, which is an online version of basically Photoshop, or an open source Photoshop version. So that is um, come on. It's like, okay, I don't know how to use this though. So a new project there. It is basically um, Photopea is a web browser based Photoshop derivative, or an open source version of the Adobe Photoshop. So you could use that instead if GIMP isn't to your liking. Um, what more? So when it comes to uh, what could be more? Because yeah, so I wouldn't say when it comes to Epic Games though. So the Epic Games Launcher, you use this instead, Heroic Game Launcher. And when you use the Heroic Game Launcher, you can filter games so that you have the good old games library, and you have the Epic Games library, or only the left. Yeah, so you can shift between all of this. It's like filter, search. It's like Halo. No, it's like Far Cry. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I own all the Far Cry games. So not all. I don't have the sixth game. Yeah. And you have the stores that you can go into, and yeah, here's the see free games right now. And then you have the GOG store, so you can go in there. It's like, yeah, allow all. Is that as easy? That's a good thing. So we have uh, Lutris, which is an older script-based application which you used for in order to install GOG games, Epic games, EA games, Ubisoft games, and Steam games. So this is basically the one solution for all was what it was supposed to be. But nowadays, I don't know if there's that many that is actually using this, because Proton exists, so you don't really need to have all the scripts. But it's like Star Citizen here. No, like there then, and yeah, search there. Star Citizen. There. Star Citizen from 2016, and this is how you install it. You just, yeah, select GE Proton latest in Ludus Wine Runner options before installing. So there you have this Wine Runner, and here you're supposed to be runner options. You're supposed to choose, yeah, the latest Proton GE but apparently I haven't added it to Lutherus, so it doesn't have it. So yeah, but you change that first, and then you press install, and then it will go through the whole install process. It will, oh, this is also very good to do. It's like change the. I don't know why they don't do this everywhere by default, because the it's not really going to do anything bad. So I cancel. Um, yeah, that's basically how you get some stuff to work. There are games that will not work. There are applications that will not work. Yeah. Also, we have the one last big one, and that would be like uh, winboat.app. This is an application that is in a beta right now, but it is interesting to say the least. So like go to the download, you download an app image. Or if you're on a Debian system, you install like if you're on Debian or Ubuntu or whatever, so you download the deb file. If you're on Fedora, you download the .rpm. If you're on Arch, you download from the AUR. So um, app image works on basically all distributions, uh, which is I wonder why we have all other stuff when we could have just had an app image. It's like a folder for app images, and then have all applications as app images. It would be so much easier. It's like it would save a lot of space and save a lot of time, and yeah. And as long as the app image runs, it'll work. Like because all the dependencies and stuff like that, it's gonna be in the app image. It's like, um, and it's also a lot smaller than Flatpaks or snap packages. So if we take here, let's go. I can start. Like I can't really start it though, which is a bit of a problem. But it's like home there, app images. We have there launch. Will it launch? No, it won't. Now it will. I can't start it because I haven't rebooted my computer, so it can't find that. It doesn't figure out that Docker is installed and that the Docker is on, even though Docker is very much on. So I don't want to check that right now. Uh, But after this is verified that you have all the requirements, it will give you the option to like download a Windows ISO, and then you will create and this application will create a Docker that has a Windows virtual machine inside of it, and you can then install the Adobe suite on your computer, and then you can start Winboat. And when you start an application later on, when it's all already installed and functional and stuff, uh, you will be able to like yeah. So it looks a bit like this. It's like it's interesting. It's like you have the Windows 11 or Windows 10 uh, virtual machine, how many cores you've given it, and yeah. For a beginner, this is gonna be sound like really strange and difficult, but it's not difficult, I promise you. And when you install something in the app, so you get the things that you install inside of the virtual machine. Uh, it is stored here as an application in the apps section. So when you start it, it will start up as if it was a normal window like this inside of Linux. It's like GIMP, Git desktop. It's like you can take Git desktop and open that. It's like it would be like this, opening in an application in Linux like normally. This is why Winboat is really interesting. And even though it's in beta, it will be very, very interesting over time to see how it grows and functions. So it's gonna be like it kind of functions like a Microsoft. It's like what's it called now? In Windows, it's called um, well, you can install Ubuntu or other Linux versions in Windows, and that will give you the capability of using some Linux commands and Linux operating system based applications and stuff in Windows. But using Winboat will be the opposite, basically. You're you're having a subsystem in a virtual machine, and then yeah, you can start applications, stuff like that through. It's so much to talk about when it comes to Linux, and not I don't know, nothing at all. It's like let's just go to the next video instead, because there's not so there's always something that you could do instead. So when it comes to the Linux alternatives to Microsoft, just go on and visit ChatGPT or any other AI, then put in the application that you want to use, like paint.net in Linux question mark, and then it's going to be paint.net itself isn't available for Linux. So okay, but is there a yeah, and it will give you like option number 2. So first it will give you the possibilities, like it's telling you is like, well, you could install Wine, and then after you've installed Wine, you or you could install the pack for bottles, which is like it's like Winboat in a way. And then you can download the paint.net installer and install it through bottles. But it will it usually works fine if you install .NET 4.8, which is not possible to have on Linux. Trust me, trust me, because it's yeah. Maybe it's something that can be used in Wine though, because you install it like a Windows subsystem. Wine is basically a Windows subsystem, uh, or a translation layer for Linux, for Windows applications in Linux. So, but the second option for when it comes to paint.net would perhaps be to install a native alternative like Pinta, which is the one I actually wanted it to give me as the first option, but it didn't. It's like, but Pinta is basically uh, the Linux version of paint.net. So yeah, and it works fine, and it works in layers and all of that. So I don't know why I haven't installed that, because I don't really like using GIMP, because I was never what's it called, an Adobe fan. So I never really learned how to use Photoshop. I even went a course for Photoshop, but I never finished it. So it was boring. I didn't like it. I don't like Photoshop. So, but later on, I started to use Paint.net, and it's like it's a it's like Photoshop was back in the day when it just started off in the market. Like, and then we have Krita, and we have GIMP, and we have drawing. So, but the simplest way would be to install Pinta. That's basically what it's stating. So yeah. Uh, but if you must have the real Paint.net, use Bottles plus .NET 4.8. So yeah, it's no, not gonna happen. Say that from the beginning. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. But Pinta does work. So also, when it comes to this sudo apt, apt is one package manager. You have others too. It's like you have apt, you have apt-get, you have pacman, you have fedoras, and you have alpines, which is very different from each other. Also, you have, when it comes to NixOS, you can't use these kind of things either. So, so yeah. Oh, I started to get tired. Of course, it's 13 minutes over midnight. So yeah. Let's make the third video. I don't think I can add much more to this, more than just ranting more than I used to have. So thank you for not listening, and see you next time.